Hi everyone, it's Yama and this is Yama Time, and we're just gonna get right into what we're doing today. Today we're gonna be talking about Island 2 episode 10, and we're gonna just go over like the rankings and go over just my final thoughts for this episode, and we're gonna see what we're looking forward to for episode 11 next week. So let's just get right into that. Okay, so first I think we can talk about the rankings. Obviously, they're a little out of whack. I think some people, have the right rightful spots, but, there's always going to be some sort of, unjustness. And I think that the top three, honestly, is well-deserved. Like, Jimin, Coco, Jiyoon, they did really well this episode, and they really particularly shined in their respective performances. I know a lot of people do get frustrated with like Jimin and Coco and even Jiyoon because they think of like favoritism and stuff, which it is true. The judges really do favor Coco a lot, actually. Favor Jimin, K-Nets favor them as well. So the judges do really like Jiyoon a lot as well, and they do kind of like hold them on a higher pedestal than the others. Coco has never had an evil edit in her life, and well, that's a good thing. We don't want any of the girls to have evil edits. It's just not really right when some girls are constantly being evil edited, or like some girls are just constantly not even having like lines. I swear, Sunjoon did not speak on this episode at all, except when they were showing her face during reactions to her score. If she did speak, she maybe had 5 lines in the entire episode, and it's a 2-hour and 15-minute episode. So let that sink in. But yeah, Sunjoon barely spoke in this episode. And who else? Actually, I was surprised. Mai. I saw this somewhere on Twitter or TikTok, but Mai really used to be like one of the producers' like faves. Like they loved her. I think they still do really like her, and she used to always do well. Mai is a contestant I really like and admire. She is, in my top picks. So it's actually really surprising because it's like someone said on TikTok or Twitter that it seemed like the producers were in a spell, that whatever spell that they were like on about her for part 1, they've like fallen out of in part 2 because they're not really satisfied with what she's putting out anymore, which is really interesting because they used to praise her for like literally anything in part 1. And I like Mai, so I would eat it up, but they did show a lot of favoritism to her, and now she's kind of like just like lumped in with everyone else that they don't really care about. But I still think they care about her, but I don't know. I used to think that like her debuting was like really like high chances, but I don't know anymore. I really don't. I know who's not going to debut. Okay, that sounds mean, but I know who's not going to debut if Mnet has a say, and that is Kim Soo-jung. They do not like that girl one bit. They do not. And honestly, a lot of people say it's karma because people don't like her because of what she was like when she was talking bad about Mai. And honestly, I'm not really a big fan of her because of that. I just think that's like, I understand that she's used to like survival shows, like that she was like more like competitive survival shows. Is that even my shade anymore? I understand she's more used to like competitive survival shows, but still, I just feel like it's an individual competition, of course, but no one's saying you have to hold Mai's hand through everything. But if you see a problem, at least go tell her that you see that problem. Or fine, if you're not going to tell her, don't be gossiping about her in the next room and laughing. It's not a good look at all. And then also when you like, I understand these are all young girls, so like, you don't really have to like be so hard on them as some people are. But I just feel like when you open yourself up to like, because she criticized Mai like that and like laughed and kind of like, poked fun at her a little bit in that way. Now people are going to be, the audience are going to be hypercritical about everything she does. So if she makes a mistake, instead of people being like, oh, or if she maybe like, people think, or maybe like if the producers or the audience don't rate her as high as maybe she should have been, people aren't gonna be like feeling bad for her, like, oh no, the show is so rigged. And so they're gonna be like, it's karma for what you were saying, for talking trash. So it's like, you kind of like lose that deniability. I don't know if I'm using that in the right sense, but because of the way she's talking, she kind of loses that like deniability in that way, if you know what I mean. But yeah, because of the stuff she's talking, now when she's rated low by the K-Nets and the audience, people don't feel bad for her. Most people don't feel bad for her, at least, because they're like, that's what you get. And I'm not even saying that that's right. It's just kind of what happens. That's just life. Next, you can talk about Sarang. I forgot her last name. Is it Kim? I don't think so. But Sarang is also another islander that's in my top. But she has been messing up recently, which people are saying is a reason to be like, oh, she's not ready to debut because her voice isn't stable. Besides her voice cracks in those 2 performances, her voice generally is stable. All the other girls voice crack on like, you know, like on their practices during training. It's just that she just keeps making these mistakes on camera, which is the problem. And I understand that is a problem. And that also means that I understand people are mad that she's rated higher than other islanders that haven't made a mistake like that. Like, people say it doesn't make sense that Jungin is rated lower than her when Jungin made no mistakes and Sarang had a voice crack 2 performances in a row. And I understand that for sure. I understand the frustration there, because like the whole point is to show improvement, and if people kind of feel like Sarang has like kind of stalemated, and I understand that for sure. I can definitely see that for sure. I think because of her voice cracks, I don't think it's right to generally just say, oh, she's not a stable contestant, she's not ready to debut. I honestly think that everyone in the top 12 right now is ready to debut, in my opinion at least. I think that they've showed off their skills to the proper extent, and I think that they put effort in and they have the skills to back it up, whether the skills are stage presence, dance, vocals, anything, rap, anything. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, she's not ready to debut because she voice cracked. So many idols voice crack all the time, and we're not gonna say that those idols don't deserve to debut. You know, even amazing vocalists that we people consider amazing vocalists voice crack. It's natural. It's just, I think what the judges say as well, what's holding her back is the confidence. And the judges say that, but also they also can't like, they can't just like rate her high all the time when she messes up, which I think is a lot of people's frustrations. Next, I'm gonna talk about Kim Geary. She has actually surprised me. When I first got into the show, I was told, or what I've seen on TikTok was that she only knew how to do aegyo and that she's overrated. And because so many people said that, I honestly did believe it. And I see what they mean, because she really does do well on the cute concepts. And I don't really think or from what I've seen so far, I don't really think that she excels in like not cute concepts. So I understand people's trepidation about that, but she has really shown herself, improved herself. Like, she works hard. Like, we can definitely see that she's working hard, and I like that. I like that it's really that the hard work is paying off for her. She is in the top 6. She's in the debut group right now, and you know, that's good for her. I'm happy for her. I think she did really well. I think she did do best on you know, the all-rounder unit. So it makes sense that she got high ranking and the best score out of him. I think she did, or at least. Or no, Fuko's rated higher than her, right? Or ranked higher than her right now. But I don't know. I think she did the best. Most people said she did the best in that unit anyway, so they're not all lying. The one thing I do want to see from Geary is another concept. I want the judges to put some different songs in for next week's and pick a concept and put in a concept that maybe she might not be the most confident in, and I want to see her, and then I'll truly feel like, oh yeah, this girl's the real deal. Because right now I feel like she's doing well. Yeah, I said everyone, like I said before, everyone in the top 12, everyone is ready to debut, But I just really want her to cement that. Like, I want her to show me, like, yeah, I'm real ready to debut. And I believe she will. I believe she will. I believe in her. She is really stable. Like, I know, like, she's really stable and she's really consistent, and I like that. Like, the vocals are just always going to be there, and she's just going to put constant effort into her face. She has good facial expression. Like I said, really more for like the cutesy Aegyo vibe. But we'll see. We'll see in the future. She could really surprise a lot of people. And I think she's already started to surprise people. So I'm happy for her in that sense. Anyway, speaking of when I said Gyuri is consistent, someone whose consistency is actually going to be their downfall or might bring them down a little bit is Fuko. And the judges actually said this episode. But she just feels really complacent. I'm not saying that she like mentally is, but I'm saying like, or at least the performances she's put on, they just feel the same to me. And I love Fuko. She's literally in my debut like lineup. She's in my lineup. She's in my top. But I just feel like I haven't really seen anything really too new from her. And I'm not saying she should pull out like a new like bag of tricks or whatever, but I don't know. I just feel like all of her stuff has been like good, but you know, I'm looking for great, you know? I understand it's hard to always put on. You can't always outdo yourself every single time. It's impossible. But I just feel like her performance in like Four Walls, her performance in Loving Rose, she did really well in both of those. But it just feels the same as Bad Boy and Afterlife. Or a little better than Afterlife, actually. But yeah, that's just how I feel about that. But otherwise, I still think she's doing well. I just think me and the judges want to see something a little new from her. Let's talk about Yuju and Coco and Spicy. That was a really amazing performance. I don't think everyone understands it yet, but that was a really amazing performance. Like, they both outdid themselves. And it's really sad that Coco doesn't get recognized for her work by Mnet, by the judges, by K-Netizens. Coco is really, Yuju. Yuju is really good. Yuju is really good. She has good stage presence and good rap. And her dancing is not bad. I just understand she's just not a main dancer. And not everyone can be a main dancer. Like, there has to be a main dancer. And I just feel really bad that she doesn't get recognized. Like, I just feel like Mnet just doesn't really like her for some reason. I don't know why. She's cool. I think she's cool. But they're like against her. Yuju did, I would say almost equal to Coco. I think Coco did better. I think that is something that is the truth. Coco did better on the performance. She had stronger face expressions, but I think that Yuju did well as well. Like, I don't understand. Like, obviously, I know the judges had feedback for her, but Mnet just refuses to show them saying anything about her. Like, I don't get it. Like, I genuinely really like Yuju. And she's in someone who was literally in my top debut lineup for so long. She's my top 7 now. But still, like, what I'm trying to say here is that the judges really are not holding back with the favoritism at all. Like, wow. They just, like, don't care. They really don't. And, like, I didn't watch Island 1, so I don't actually know. I didn't like know this bad, but I watched Are You Next? So I know favoritism. But I think even the favoritism in Are You Next wasn't this bad until like the very end. The favoritism on Island 2 is the real deal. Wow. It's like, but I feel like it feels like they pick a new contestant every like few episodes to be their favorite. In the beginning, well, Jimin has been the favorite throughout the whole show. But I understand, but she's also the fan favorite. So I think Jimin gets favoritism, but I don't think she got that much in the beginning, in my opinion. I feel like in the beginning, the favoritism was really to Mai and Fuko. They were like in love with Fuko and literally in a trance with Mai. Then I think the favoritism started getting to Jiyoon because they started being like, okay, we know you can do better. We want you to do better. So they were like rooting for her, which is good. I like Jiyoon a lot. And I like Mai. I like Jiyoon. Jiyoon's my favorite. Literally, I watched the show for her. I started watching the show for her. But wow. And now the favorite is like Coco. I feel like she was a dark horse coming this whole time. Like I did not know she was gonna be Mnet's favorite like that. Like dang. But yeah, Sebi also gets favoritism. And even though she's not even in the debut lineup right now, trust. She will be. They like need her. Because they want to like attract, you know, people. Because she's a good center. I think here's my top 6, since if there's gonna be 6 members. I truly believe there's gonna be 7. Like I really believe there's gonna be 7. But that could also just be that could just be like being hopeful and like bitter that it's not, that it's 6. Because I feel like that's so dumb. I literally went into the show thinking it's gonna be 7 because Island debuted 7. So I thought it was gonna do the similar thing, you know? But apparently not. Apparently it's 6. But I really think it's gonna be 6 and then 1 producer's pick, in my opinion. Or like 1 special pick. I don't like 6 members. Like, obviously there's like the whole 6-member curse thing, if you believe in that. Then there's also 6 members, like, I don't like the formations for 6 members. I feel like they look bad, in my opinion. I think odd number is the way to go, TBH. But I wouldn't mind if they debuted 8, because then there's higher chances of the people I like being in it. Okay, so I didn't actually get to finish what I was saying earlier, but I just come back. This is what I ended up wearing. This cute little dress. I went to a grad party, so I had to end up going because I had to leave. But I'm just gonna finish up with what I was saying. My top 6 lineup: Coco, Jimin, Jiyoon, Junghoon, Fuko, Sebi. And that's not even in order. And then if I had top 7, I would include Yuju. They really do debut 7. And I really like Sarang and Mai. So I hope that they can make it. But I also like the other 3 as well. Like, I think that those are also really cool people as well. So I'm honestly happy with anything, as long as my top 6 make it. But yeah, I feel really bad for Yuju. I feel like I really want her to be more people's lineups, but she's just personally not in my top 6. But I feel like that's selfish to be like, I want her to be more people's lineups. But I think she should at least be in everyone's top 7. Like, she's a really good contestant. And she's honestly goes back and forth with other people in my top 6 to be in my top 6. At some point, you know, I just really like her, so I just think that people should vote for her. When I was talking about producer's favoritism, like I said, I don't think it's gonna get any better. Yuju, someone who suffers from not being the producer's favorite, they really don't really judge her, in my opinion, fairly. I think she killed this performance, and I don't think her score reflected that. Another thing about the producers that I think that they can be unnecessarily harsh and kind of cruel sometimes with their feedback. Obviously, you need to be critical and you need to have, you know, like things to say, but sometimes they just say things that are unnecessary, just in my opinion at least. And I think that 24 kind of does do that a lot. He's kind of unnecessary with his comments sometimes. But anyway, that's really all I had to say about Island 2, episode 10. Let me know if you guys liked this. Comment down below what your top 6 are in the lineup, and if you agree with any of my opinions on this. Also comment down below what your favorite performance was. I think mine was Spicy, because it was just like, it's just really good, yeah. But they were all good in my opinion, so. But yeah, like the video and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of content, and watch my other videos. I just released a video where I reacted to Bad Villain, Plus 82, and Hurricane, the performance videos and music videos, so you should watch that. But that's it. Have a good week, everybody, and I'll see you guys. Bye.